So this question comes from Adam W. Eli, how do you feel about ITT Tech? I've heard good things and bad things. Would you, as an employer, hold their degrees in high standard? If someone presented a degree to you from there, would you feel they know what they need to for the particular field you're hiring them for? So my opinion, do not sue me because it is my opinion and I can't lie about my own opinion. I wouldn't use a degree from ITT Tech for toilet paper. That's my opinion. Do I hold them in a, what does he say here? Do I hold their degrees in a high standard? I don't hold them in any standard. Yeah, what is ITT Tech good for? ITT Tech, I would argue, is good if you're going to go in the government. ITT Tech, I would argue, is good if you are in the military and you're trying to pump up your points so you can get promoted. That kind of thing is what I would use ITT Tech. Otherwise, no, me as an employer, honestly, and again, no smart ass here. I wouldn't hold it above trash. Would I hold it above trash? If one guy walked in with a bag of garbage and the other guy walked in with an ITT Tech degree, which would I choose? I probably would choose the ITT Tech guy because I don't actually want a bag of garbage. But that's it. Garbage kind of stinks. Garbage, in fact, is smellier than an ITT degree. So, it actually smells like rotten garbage. So I would not want the garbage versus the ITT Tech degree. But I think you're kind of getting the drift here. No. If somebody came to me and asked, should they get an ITT Tech degree? No. I've said again and again and again, you've heard it through all my videos, is if you're going to go to college, in the U.S., they're called public universities. Public universities are the quasi-government supported universities. Go to a public university. You will be so much better off at the end of the day, is what I would say. There's a lot of things I could say about companies like ITT Tech, but I will kind of keep my mouth shut with them. All I would say is a lot of these organizations, again, they're for-profit organizations, for-profit. And here's a problem. All right, so I don't actually put the public education system into too high of esteem. It's not like public education is like, whoa, and then these private institutions are like crap. It's like, I'm not that excited about public institutions, and private institutions just come out so much below. Like the issue that I see a lot of people with going through private universities, the biggest problem I see is that they can't get into normal public universities, right? And so a lot of you guys are like, well, yeah, Eli, yeah, I went to a crappy high school, or I don't have the test scores, or I never took my SAT, or whatever it is. So these normal universities won't let me in. Here's the thing. I'm a graduate of a public university. I know what their standards are. I mean, I hate to say that my degree is a piece of trash, but it's only a little bit better than that. It's a coaster. It's a coaster versus a piece of trash. And so being that most public universities, most public colleges, their requirements are so piss poor low at this point, if you can't get into that, you got a question about whether or not you should even go to college. Again, an argument that there used to be an argument back when I was young, and there was a whole argument about whether or not you should go to college or not. Should you go for the vocational program or should you go to something like college? And this was actually an argument. This was a discussion. Should you just go out and lay bricks or should you go to college? And some people went out and laid bricks, and some people went to college. And so the problem that I see nowadays is there's this idea that everybody has to go to college. So if you don't have the credentials to get into a public university, well then screw it, pay more money and go to a private institution. The problem is, if you don't have the qualifications to get into a public institution, you have no place in college. That's just how it is, right? If you look at the requirements and they are so high and they are so far above your head, you say, I won't be able to get this in 1 semester of remedial work. I won't be able to get this in 2 semesters of remedial work. Man, that is what the public universities want is so far beyond me. I can't do that. Then you don't need to be going to college or any of these programs. It's just how it is. So what I would argue, honestly, I really like the community college or junior college programs here in the United States. They're really inexpensive too. Like here in Anne Arundel Community College, where I actually got my associate's degree in law enforcement, you can get the entire 60 credit associate's degree now in like 2015 for like $6,000. So basically, if you work a minimum wage job, you can pay for your associate's degree. So what I would argue is you go to a community or junior college that is a transfer program. A transfer program allows you to transfer the entire degree to a 4-year institution. You do that, and then you go from there. Stay away from ITT Tech. No, again, I used to have employees. I hired a lot of people. I fired a lot of people. Is beyond track. Like there was, when I was talking with some of these owners of companies that do development, so the people that the companies that develop iOS apps and Android apps, I was asking them about about whether or not you guys should get certificates for programming, with the ideas, should they get a certificate to prove they know how to do PHP or know how to do C# or whatever. And what the CEOs of these development companies said is they said if they see a certificate, they actually question the intelligence of the person and whether or not they really want them. The reason being is they said, well, this person can either work really hard to get a certificate, or they can work really hard creating their own projects. And so if this person decided to get a certificate versus doing their own project, that's probably not somebody they want, because they want somebody that's disciplined, they want somebody that's motivated, they want somebody that really loves programming, not somebody who wants certificates. And it's kind of the same thing with like ITT Tech. Like when I see ITT Tech as an IT professional, as a boss, there's a big question. There is a big question about why this person has an ITT Tech degree. If you have an ITT Tech degree and it's 15 years old and you actually have a decent resume behind you, I'm not going to care. Fine, it's a brownie point then. When you have 15 years experience, then ITT Tech, hey, fine, he's got a degree, give him a couple extra bucks. But when you like walk out the door, there is a big question mark about why did you get an ITT Tech degree? Why were you willing to spend the money? Why did you go to that institution? What is wrong with you that you went to ITT Tech? That's what I think. When I see somebody with any of these type of degrees, ITT Tech, University of Phoenix, DeVry, any of those types of degrees, and I've interviewed them, the first question I have when I see that degree on the resume is, what the F is the problem? What am I missing? This person seems nice, they seem articulate, but obviously I'm missing something because they got one of these degrees. Again, that is my opinion. My less than humble opinion is no. Go to a public program.